For-profit companies now run many prisons in the U.S.
If you wanted to create a system to make people poor and keep them poor, this is the system you would create.
You get a speeding ticket, a wealthy person can go in and pay it, and a poor person cannot.
They talking $500,000, $1 million. Like, who got that type of money?
What we're seeing is an enormous transfer of wealth, of billions of dollars a year, from the poorest people in our society to some of the richest people in our society, the insurance companies that are underwriting the bail bond industry.
The bail bond industry is a very profitable industry. Bail isn't set based upon one's ability to pay.
I have heard judges tell people that if you do not come up with the money that you are supposed to pay tonight, I will incarcerate you. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the law.
If you fail to appear on a bail bond, the bail insurance industry is going to find you, and we are going to put you back. We take what we do very seriously.
I mean, these are basic violations of the Constitution.
That's all they want is money. If you don't pay your fines, you will go to jail.
Charles Tilly was a prolific American interdisciplinary scholar. Tilly was a sociologist, political scientist, and historian, most well noted for his sustained work that dealt with the formation of European nation-states and the politics that were part of the historical process. In his article, War-Making and State-Making as Organized Crime, Tilly makes the claim that nation-states function in a similar way to criminal syndicates. A criminal racket is an organized illegal activity, such as bootlegging or the extortion of money from legitimate business people by threat or violence. Tilly puts it, as a local strongman forces merchants to pay tribute in order to avoid damage that the strongman himself threatens to deliver. Tilly considers the U.S. government to be a racketeer through the provision of its protection. The threats the government protects its citizens are a consequence of its own activities.
And we merchants have found you really should have some round-the-clock security here.
Isn't that what the police are for?
They do their best, but they got their hands full. Your weekly dues to us will give you all the supplemental safety net you'll ever need.
I can't authorize anything like that. It'd have to go through corporate in Seattle.
We merchants prefer to deal on a personal, one-on-one basis.
I don't have any discretionary funds. It's gotta go through corporate.
Well, how do you think corporate would feel if, for the sake of argument, someone threw a brick through your window?
They've got like 10,000 stores in North America. I don't think they feel anything.
What if, God forbid, it wasn't just vandalism? What if an employee, even the managers say, was assaulted?
Look.
That example is from The Sopranos and is a clear example of racketeering. Patsy implies that the owner and the shop need protection from violence around the neighborhood, but when in reality, they are that violence. I would further Tilly's argument by further expanding on the U.S. government racket. The United States, for years, has been using the criminal justice system to collect money. America's criminal justice system is fueled by money and capitalism. Many of the prisons are private prisons, which means they are places in which individuals are physically confined or incarcerated by a third party contracted by a government agency. Private prison companies typically enter into contractual agreements with these government agencies that capture and sentence the prisoners and then pay a month rate for each prisoner or for each place to house them. Due to the contractual obligations, it is in the state and the government's best economic interest to keep these prisons full. State and local courts have increasingly started charging fees for things like public defenders, prosecutors, court administration, jail operation, and probation supervision. Not only this, but the fees and fines that are issued with many citations and crimes. There are numerous companies that make billions off the United States prison population. Take, for example, the prison phone industry, who holds a monopoly and can charge up to $15 a call. Companies that create and sell ankle monitors and interlock system for cars all make profit under the government's eye. The money that fuels the profits of these companies are coming straight from the hands of the American citizens. In order to keep the prisons filled, government policies have been created like the War on Terror and 3 strikes laws. The government is making it easier and more likely for citizens, specifically of color, to be arrested and taken to prison, thus creating the threat. Then they'll force you to pay all this money just to stay out of prison. This is racketeering at its core.